Welcome everyone to the Book of Jasher. This is the King James Bible Prophecy Church. This is Tom Thompson. I am the reader for the church and everyone else that wants to edify themselves on the 77 books of the King James Bible and Prophecy. So here at the table, here we go into chapter 59. We have Joseph's death in verse 1. And these are the names of the sons of Israel who dwelt in Egypt, who had come with Jacob. All the sons of Jacob came unto Egypt, every man with his household. The children of Leah were Reuben, Simon, Levi, Judah, Issachar and Zebulun, and their sister Dinah. And the sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Zilpah, the handmaid of Leah, were Gad and Asher. And the sons of Bilhah, the handmaid of Rachel, were Dan and Naphtali. And these were their offspring that were born unto them in the land of Canaan before they came unto Egypt with their father Jacob. The sons of Reuben were Chanuk, Palu, Chet, Zeron, and Carmi in 8. And the sons of Simon were Jemuel, Jamin, Ohad, Jachin, Zuccar, and Saul, the son of the Canaanitish woman. 9. And the children of Levi were Gershom, Kehath, and Merari, and their sister Jochebed, who was born unto them in their going down to Egypt. And the sons of Judah were Onan, Shelah, Perez, and Zarach. And and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Perez were Chezron and Chamul. We remember that here in our history and in the book of the 77 books of the Bible in Genesis. Okay, Chamul. And 12. And the sons of Issachar were Tola, Puvah, Job, and Shamron. And the sons of Zebulun were Sered, Elon, and Jachleel. And the son of Dan was Chisholm. And the sons of Naphtali were Jachzeel, Guni, Jetzer, and Shelam. And the sons of Gad were Ziphryon, Chagi, Shuni, Esbon, Uri, Arodai, and Areli. 16. And the children of Asher were Zimnah, Jishpah, Jishvi, Beriah, and their sister Shirach. And the sons of Beriah were Cheber and Malchiel. And the sons of Benjamin were Bela, Beecher, Ashbel, Gera, Naaman, Aki, Rosh, Mupin, Chupin, and Ord. And the sons of Joseph that were born unto him in Egypt were Manasseh and Ephraim. And all the souls that went forth from the loins of Jacob were 70 souls. These are they who came with Jacob their father unto Egypt to dwell there. And Joseph and all his brethren dwelt securely in Egypt, and they ate of the best of Egypt all the days of the life of Joseph. Now notice that it's 70. And that's a Septuagint. That's what our Greek translation that the apostles read and that went around the world. That was called the Septuagint, and that means 7. And it also means 70. And it means 72. And it means 77. Now that 70 can either be used in the occult as a number of new beginnings. Now this is the difference, because their number of fulfillment is 6. Get it? And their number of new beginnings is 7. Our number of fulfillment is 7. So these souls here, these 70, is a fulfillment number here with Israel. In the occult, like the 70 steps leading up to Pharaoh's throne, is their number of new beginnings. So the two things are the same number, but they have different meanings between the occult, between Lucifer and Jesus. All right. In 20 it says, and Joseph lived in the land of Egypt 93 years, and Joseph reigned over all Egypt 80 years. And when the days of Joseph drew nigh that he should die, he sent and called for his brethren and all his father's household, and they all came together and sat before him. And Joseph said unto his brethren and unto the whole of his father's household, behold, I die, and God will surely visit you and bring you up from this land to the land which he swore to your fathers to give unto them. And that's prophecy. I mean, I know it's been gone over and over and over throughout his generations, throughout his bloodlines, from Abraham on down. Okay, he's heard it a million times, but it's still prophecy. It's a future in that day prophecy, okay? Okay, he swore to your fathers to give unto them in 23, and it shall be when God shall visit you to bring you up from here to the land of your fathers, then bring up my bones with you from here. And Joseph made the sons of Israel to swear for their seed after them, saying, God will surely visit you, and you shall bring up my bones with you from here. In 25, Joseph dies. And it came to pass after this that Joseph died in that year, the 71st year of the Israelites going down to Egypt. And Joseph was 110 years old when he died in the land of Egypt. And all his brethren and all his servants rose up, and they embalmed Joseph, as was their custom, and his brethren and all Egypt mourned over him for 70 days. What do we say about Egypt? 70 new beginnings. See, in the Egyptians, that's their number of new beginnings. Okay, all right. 27, and they put Joseph in a coffin filled with spices and all sorts of perfume, and they buried him by the side of the river, that is, Sihor, and his sons and all his brethren and the whole of his father's household made a 7 days mourning for him. See, there's your sacred sevens. And it came to pass after the death of Joseph, all the Egyptians began in those days to rule over the children of Israel. And Pharaoh, king of Egypt, who reigned in his father's stead, took all the laws of Egypt and conducted the whole government of Egypt under his counsel, and he reigned securely over his people. Now we have this prisoner, and somehow he escapes here. We're going to see this. And Agnias Turnus war. What else we're going to see here in chapter 60 in Jasher. So on we go. And when the year came round, being the 72nd year from the Israelites going down to Egypt, after the death of Joseph, Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, fled from Egypt, he and his men, and they went away. And he came to Africa, which is Dinhaba, to Angeas, king of Africa. Remember him? And Angeas received them with great honor, and he made Zepho the captain of his host. And Zepho found favor in the sight of Angeas and in the sight of his people. And Zepho was captain of the host to Angeas, king of Africa, for many days. And Zepho enticed Angeas, king of Africa, to collect all his army to go and fight with the Egyptians and with the sons of Jacob, and to avenge of them the cause of his brethren. But Angeas would not listen to Zepho to do this thing, for Angeas knew the strength of the sons of Jacob and what they had done to his army in their warfare with the children of Esau. In 6, and Zepho was in those days very great in the sight of Angeas and in the sight of all his people, and he continually enticed them to make war against Egypt, but they would not. 7, and it came to pass in those days there was in the land of Chittim, that could be the European Union, folks, a man in the city of Puzimna, whose name was Uzu, and he became degenerately defiled by the children of Chittim. And the man died and had no son, only one daughter, whose name was Janiah. And the damsel was exceedingly beautiful, comely, and intelligent. There was none seen like unto her for beauty and wisdom throughout the land. And the people of Angeas, king of Africa, saw her, and they came and praised her unto him. And Angeas sent to the children of Chittim, and he requested to take her unto himself for a wife. And the people of Chittim consented to give her unto him for a wife. And when the messengers of Angeas were going forth from the land of Chittim to take their journey, behold, the messengers of Turnus, king of Bib-Intu, came unto Chittim. For Turnus, king of Bib-Intu, also sent his messengers to request Janiah for him to take unto himself for a wife. For all his men had also praised her to him, therefore he sent all his servants unto her. And the servants of Turnus came to Chittim, and they asked for Janiah to be taken unto Turnus their king for a wife. And the people of Chittim said unto them, We cannot give her, because Angeas, king of Africa, desired her to take her unto him for a wife before you came, and that we should give her unto him. And now, therefore, we cannot do this thing to deprive Angeas of the damsel, in order to give her unto Turnus. 13. For we are greatly afraid of Angeas, lest he come in battle against us and destroy us. And Turnus, your master, will not be able to deliver us from his hand. And the messengers of Turnus heard all the words of the children of Chittim. They turned back to their master and told him all the words of the children of Chittim. 15. And the children of Chittim sent a memorial to Angeas, saying, Behold, Turnus has sent for Jania to take her unto him for a wife. And thus have we answered him, and we heard that he has collected his whole army to go to war against thee. And he intends to pass by the road of Sardunia to fight against thy brother Lucas. And after that he will come to fight against thee. And Angeas heard the words of the children of Chittim, which they sent to him in the record, and his anger was kindled. And he rose up and assembled his whole army, and came through the islands of the sea, the road to Sardunia, until his brother Lucas, king of Sardunia. Is that all? That's the land of the giants, isn't it? Yeah, it's a little different spelling, but that was known there. Sardinia or Sardinia. That is just full of the bones of the giants there, folks. The excavations, the big monoliths and megaliths, and just bones of the giants. The tunnels down under. That is that island there that we're talking about. And we're also talking about unifying the land of Greece/Rome here in this war. Okay? And unifying Italy and all that. Okay? Anyway, in 17, and Niblios, the son of Lucas, heard that his uncle Angeas was coming. And he went out to meet him with a heavy army, and he kissed him and embraced him. And Niblios said unto Angeas, When thou askest my father after his welfare, when I shall go with thee to fight with Turnus, ask of him to make me captain of his host. And Angeas did so. And he came unto his brother, and his brother came to meet him. And he asked him after his welfare. And Angeas asked his brother Lucas after his welfare, to make his son Niblios captain of his host, and Lucas did so. And Angeas and his brother Lucas rose up, and they went toward Turnus to battle, and there was with them a great army and a heavy people. And he came in ships, and they came into the province of Ashtarosh, and behold, Turnus came toward them, for he went forth to Sardinia, and intended to destroy it, and afterward to pass on from there to Angeas to fight with him. 20. And Angeas and Lucas his brother met Turnus in the valley of Canopia, and the battle was strong and mighty between them in that place. And the battle was severe upon Lucas, king of Sardunia, and all his army fell. And Niblios his son fell also in that battle. And his uncle Angeas commanded his servants, and they made a golden coffin for Niblios, and they put him into it. And Angeas again waged battle toward Turnus, and Angeas was stronger than he, and he slew him, and he smote all his people with the edge of the sword, and Angeas avenged the cause of Niblios, his brother's son, and the cause of the army of his brother Lucas. And when Turnus died, the hand of those that survived the battle became weak, and they fled from before Angeas and Lucas his brother. And Angeas and his brother Lucas pursued them unto the high road, which is between Alphanu and Roma, and they slew the whole army of Turnus with the edge of the sword. And Lucas, king of Sardunia, commanded his servants that they should make a coffin of brass, and that they should place therein the body of his son Niblios, and they buried him in that place. And they built upon it a high tower there upon the high road, and they called its name after the name of Niblios unto this day. And they also buried Turnus, king of Bib-Intu, there in the place with Niblios. And behold, upon the high road between Alphanu and Roma, the grave of Niblios is on one side, and the grave of Turnus on the other, and a pavement between them unto this day. 28. And when Niblios was buried, Lucas his father returned with his army to his land Sardunia, and Angeas his brother, king of Africa, went with his people to the city of Bib-Intu, that is the city of Turnus. And the inhabitants of Bib-Intu heard of his fame, and they were greatly afraid of him, and they went forth to meet him with weeping and supplication. And the inhabitants of Bib-Intu entreated of Angeas not to slay them, nor destroy their city. And he did so, for Bib-Intu was in those days reckoned as one of the cities of the children of Chittim. Therefore he did not destroy the city. But from that day forward, the troops of the king of Africa would go to Chittim to spoil and plunder it. And whenever they went, Zepho, the captain of the host of Angeas, would go with them. And it was after this that Angeas turned with his army, and they came to the city of Puzimna, and Angeas took thence Jania, the daughter of Uzu, for a wife, and brought her unto his city, unto Africa. Now, here we're going to have the roots of this unifying of Italy. And we all know that ends up being Rome, correct? Now we also have a lot of the sons of Jacob here that are going to pass away. So 61, Zepho unites Italy. And it came to pass at that time, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, commanded all his people to make for him a strong palace in Egypt. And he also commanded the sons of Jacob to assist the Egyptians in the building. And the Egyptians made a beautiful and elegant palace for a royal habitation. And he dwelt therein, and he renewed his government, and he reigned securely. 3, we have Zebulun dying. And Zebulun, the son of Jacob, died in that year. And that is the 72nd year of the going down of the Israelites to Egypt. And Zebulun died 114 years old and was put into a coffin and given into the hands of his brethren. Okay, now you're going to ask yourself, well, could that be right? Is there an ambiguity there with that number, 72nd year? Okay, depends on where you start numbering. Okay, and that's always something you should look at as you see these dates. And I don't care what part of the history, in the real history, that it is, you got to start at a certain date, and so sometimes the numbers can be different, a different number. Okay, so that can be a difference in that in the Old Testament there in 3, and also here in 4. And in the 75th year died his brother Simeon. He was 120 years old at his death, and he was also put into a coffin and given into the hands of his children. And Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, captain of the host, to Angeas, king of Dinhabah, was still daily enticing Angeas to prepare for battle to fight with the sons of Jacob in Egypt. And Angeas was unwilling to do this thing, for his servants had related to him all the might of the sons of Jacob, what they had done unto them in their battle with the children of Esau. 6. And Zepho was in those days daily enticing Angeas to fight with the sons of Jacob in those days. And after some time, Angeas hearkened to the words of Zepho, and consented to him to fight with the sons of Jacob in Egypt. And Angeas got all his people in order, a people numerous as the sand which is upon the seashore, and he formed his resolution to go to Egypt to battle. Okay, now here comes the sorcerer. This guy pops right up there. He's against Moses here, and he also tries to curse Israel there in the book of Numbers. Remember this guy. He's complained about by the Lord clear in the book of Revelations. And here he is. He's a big player. He's a big sorcerer, powerful sorcerer. And amongst the servants of Angeas was a youth 15 years old, Balaam, the son of Beor, was his name, and the youth was very wise and understood the art of witchcraft. And Angeas said unto Balaam, Conjure for us, I pray thee, with the witchcraft, that we may know who will prevail in this battle to which we are now proceeding. And Balaam ordered that they should bring him wax, and he made thereof the likeness of chariots and horsemen, representing the army of Angeas and the army of Egypt. And he put them in the cunningly prepared waters that he had for that purpose, and he took in his hand the boughs of myrtle trees, and he exercised his cunning, and he joined them over the water. And there appeared unto him in the water the resembling images of the hosts of Angeas falling before the resembling images of the Egyptians and the sons of Jacob. Now notice this, because this is used, it's even used in voodoo. What do you think making that little doll of somebody and sticking pins in it? It's still there. It's still a talisman, folks. So there's your witchcraft. It has not went away. And remember how he did that. 11, and Balaam told this thing to Angeas, and Angeas despaired and did not arm himself to go down to Egypt to battle. And he remained in his city. And when Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, saw that Angeas despaired of going forth to battle with the Egyptians, Zepho fled from Angeas from Africa, and he went and came unto Chittim. And all the people of Chittim received him with great honor, and they hired him to fight their battles all the days. And Zepho became exceedingly rich in those days, and the troops of the king of Africa still spread themselves in those days. And the children of Chittim assembled and went to Mount Cuptezia on account of the troops of Angeas, king of Africa, who were advancing upon them. 14. And it was one day that Zepho lost a young heifer, and he went to seek it, and he heard it lowing round about the mountain. And Zepho went, and he saw, and behold, there was a large cave at the bottom of the mountain, and there was a great stone there at the entrance of the cave. And Zepho split the stone, and he came into the cave, and he looked, and behold, a large animal was devouring the ox. From the middle upward it resembled a man, and from the middle downward it resembled an animal. And Zepho rose up against the animal and slew it with his swords. Okay, folks, now this goes back to the fallen angels and the mingling of seeds and kinds, okay? This is Nephilim, Rephaim style, intermingling with the bloodlines of earth, and this is the aftermath of it. It did not stop pre-flood. The angels came up out of the water. Now, if this sounds weird to you out there, this is in every mythology in the whole history of the world, not just Christianity, not just Jasher here. Okay, so I'm asking you to keep your mind open, make what you will. But I'm telling you, these things exist. All right, it did not stop. It took pick back up after the flood. Now, it was highly accelerated before the flood. That's the reason the Lord flooded it, among other reasons. But this is evil. This is a mixing of kind here. All right. 16, and the inhabitants of Chittim heard of this thing, and they rejoiced exceedingly, and they said, what shall we do unto this man who has slain this animal that devoured our cattle? And they all assembled to consecrate one day in the year to him. And they called the name thereof Zepho, after his name. And they brought unto him drink offerings year after year on that day. And they brought unto him gifts. See, they're treating him like a god here. In 18, at that time, Janiah, the daughter of Uzu, wife of King Angeas, became ill, and her illness was heavily felt by Angeas and his officers. And Angeas said unto his wise men, what shall I do to Janiah, and how shall I heal her from her illness? And his wise men said unto him, because the air of our country is not like the air of the land of Chittim, and our water is not like their water. Therefore, from this has the queen become ill. For through the change of air and water she became ill, and also because of her country she drank only the water which came from Purma, which her ancestors had brought up with bridges. And Angeas commanded his servants, and they brought unto him in vessels the waters of Purma, belonging to Chittim, and they weighed those waters with all the waters of the land of Africa, and they found those waters lighter than the waters of Africa. Isn't this interesting, that this difference in water and how it can make people sick? And notice this lighterness in this water. How about that? Okay. 21, and when Angeas saw this thing, he commanded all his officers to assemble the hewers of stone in thousands and tens of thousands, and they hewed stone without number, and the builders came and they built an exceedingly strong bridge, and they conveyed the spring of water from the land of Chittim unto Africa. And that, folks, is called an aqueduct. And those waters were for Jania, the queen, and for all her concerns, to drink from, and to bake, wash, and bathe therewith, and also to water therewith all seed from which food can be obtained, and all fruit of the ground. Now remember this, folks, because they attack our water today, even our rainwater, with their seeding the clouds, as they call it, with their chemtrail seeding. They are really polluting the water out here, folks. 22, and the king commanded that they should bring of the soil of Chittim in large ships, and they also brought stones to build therewith, and the builders built palaces for Jania the queen, and the queen became healed of her illness. And at the revolution of the year, the troops of Africa continued coming to the land of Chittim to plunder as usual, and Zepho, son of Eliphaz, heard their report, and he gave orders concerning them, and he fought with them, and they fled before him, and he delivered the land of Chittim from them. And okay, here we go, as Zepho becomes the first Roman king. See, that's what I'm saying. Chittim, Rome, Alexander the Great, but here is Zepho, the first Roman king, and that's of interest because the Antichrist is going to come out of the revised Roman Empire there. You know, the one 20 years ago they said it would never happen? That they did. They said that could never happen back in the old days. We said, no, it's going to be the European Union. And actually, that's named after Eurippa. She was bred by Zeus, they say. So here it is. Here's the roots of Europe here. Zepho becomes the first Roman king. And the children of Chittim saw the valor of Zepho. And the children of Chittim resolved, and they made Zepho king over them. And he became king over them. Whilst he reigned, they went to subdue the children of Tubal and all the surrounding islands. And their king Zepho went at their head, and they made war with Tubal and the islands, and they subdued them. And when they returned from the battle, they renewed his government for him. And they built for him a very large palace for his royal habitation and seat. And they made a large throne for him. And Zepho reigned over the whole land of Chittim and over the land of Italia 50 years. And that's Italy, folks. All right, when we come back to 62, we're going to have a lot of the sons of Jacob here that are going to pass away. I find that section of Jasher very interesting. And there's a lot of things we need to remember there that we can take back to the 77 books, folks. Because this, the ships of Chittim and all that, that goes right to the book of Revelations, folks. Okay, so this reinforces some of the terms that we need to understand prophecy. That's all through the Old Testament and the New Testament too.